Hi there, I'm Don Yoakum, and I'm going to be talking about the networks that are being built on the ProInsight platform. The genesis of this concept was to create a sustainable way for professionals to be able to do business in a time when we're seeing the technology companies attempting to perhaps get in between ourselves and the clients and even disintermediate or turn professionals into more of a commoditized service. And so the initiative of ProInsight is to put you back into that fiduciary position where you have a sustainable by referral business, and you'll see how we do that. So the value proposition of ProInsight starts with collaboration. And when I say collaboration, I'm talking about a tribe of like-minded folks that have a professional network first in their local community, then regionally, then nationally, ultimately internationally. And this isn't like just a little mastermind or a B&I referral group. This is a group that is going to collaborate on not only best practices, but they're going to talk about how they can set up expert events, meaning that each of these professionals have a customer base, a sphere of influence and such. And what has historically not happened very effectively is the integration of those. And so our communities of professionals are working together to set up expert panels, whether that be a Zoom or an on-site event, where they will feature 3 or 4 or 5 of the professionals from the network on a particular subject. It might be buying a second home and turning it into an Airbnb. So you'll have a realtor, you'll have a lender, you'll have a CPA, you'll have a super host that does Airbnb now, perhaps a financial advisor. The point is that what we want to do is position our professionals as the subject matter expert, and so that they're then exposed to the networks or customer bases of all of the professionals. Therefore, they are gaining greater benefit for them and delivering great value to everyone involved. So the second piece of value for the networks is the referrals. Of course, we all love to work by referral, and because we're integrating these customer bases for these events, whether they be Zoom or on-site, we're seeing that the professionals are getting more just business from their sphere of influence, which is now growing exponentially. Secondly, they're getting professional referrals because each of the professionals are now asking questions that are bubbling up opportunities for each other. And then finally, we're seeing regional and national referrals when we have a relocation event, particularly for the realtor and lender professionals. And then finally, with the networks, we've got leadership opportunities, both at a community level, a regional level, as well as a national level. And they can be significant. Next, I want to share with you how we're going to refer the business. So we've developed an application that will enable a professional to very quickly and easily find another professional, regardless of where it is in the country. And so they will log in. They will then select a professional and the location. And when they go to do the search to find a professional, it will select one professional in that profession in that geographic area. In this case, we have realtor in Santa Cruz. So the beauty of this is that you have a network that comprises, let's say, 3,200 realtors across all of the counties in the country. And in your network, you're the only one in your profession in that geographic area. And so once you've been selected by that person that's placed in the referral, they can then click on your profile, open it up. They can see how active you've been in the network. They can see the volume of business or clients that you've served, some information. We have a map view as well, so you can see precisely where they primarily do business. And then in the case of agent to agent, we'll provide the means to send a referral agreement. And then also tracking. Sometimes it's hard when you are doing a lot of business to keep track of all that. So both parties will be pinged intermittently, asking for updates in cases of a longer term gestation cycle in terms of the client buying, maybe 3, 4, 6 months, right? So we make it easy for you there. Now, in regards to the networks, you have a couple options. You can join an existing network that is already underway, or you can form your own network. If you choose to form your own network, it requires 5 professionals to set the foundation. These are the 5 that we recommend: lender, financial advisor, realtor, attorney, and CPA. It doesn't have to be those 5, but we find that those are the best foundation to start with generally. And then from there, you can build, of course, this is starting at the community level, and then you would build out from there, both regionally and nationally. As I mentioned a moment ago, there's roughly 3,200 counties in the country, so these networks will become roughly 10,000 professionals in time, and we believe add a really material amount of business to all the professionals involved. So the first level of leadership is to be a community leader. So think county, and in most cases. And so the community leader, first and foremost, is responsible for the vetting of the professionals that would be included in the group. Far too often you see these groups of professionals that need the business, and what we're really looking for is learning-based individuals that have an interest in growing, both just individually or professionally, but also have a mindset of networking and connecting and really contributing to their community. And so we want to make sure that we get the right folks involved, and so it's a personal vetting process that occurs. And then the community leader is ensuring that there are 3 interactions per quarter with the group. So it's not a weekly meeting, but we have a monthly event, and one of them is a Zoom, one of them is an on-site, and one of them is a community event that's already established in the community. It's just that your group is going to choose to support it and meet there and encourage your customer bases to come as well. And what's unique about the Zoom is that we're setting that up to be an integrated panel. So you'll choose a particular subject that you believe would be of value to your customer bases, and you would select the professionals that would be appropriate in that context. So that could be, let's say the feature is how to buy a second home and turn it into a successful Airbnb. Well, you would need a realtor, you'd need a lender, perhaps a CPA, financial advisor, and a superhost that's doing this now would be a terrific panel. And so whatever the case may be, you want to get the right professionals on that panel to give the most valuable message to your customer bases. The other component of the Zoom is being able to take advantage of best practices. So again, you're the exclusive professional, say you're the exclusive financial advisor in your community, and there are up to 3,200 other financial advisors in your network in different counties across the country. And so you're going to have an opportunity to exchange best practices and listen to what other folks are doing in your vertical at the highest possible level, and should be tremendous value there. If one aspires to a leadership role at a regional level, they will need to have first invited at least 25 folks into one of the networks on the ProInsight platform, and that then makes them eligible to be a regional leader. And there's a few responsibilities that are involved in that. One is running these best practices interviews of professionals, like I mentioned, the financial advisor. As a region, you're going to have a large number of community leaders operating within that, like, for example, the Northwest, Oregon, Washington, Idaho. You may have 50 different community leaders, and you'll lead them in a Zoom. And then as a regional leader, to ensure that you're optimizing your network and ensuring that there's a lot of growth and productivity occurring, you'll attend a training as well. If you aspire to national leadership, that requires to be eligible referring 100 professionals, and which, by the way, isn't terribly difficult, especially in the beginning, because the service, the platform, is made available to the professionals free until their networks reach 500. And we've got some that already have several hundred professionals throughout the country in their networks. As a national leader, you'll also be doing these best practices interviews. You'll be training your regional leaders, and also you attend a training as a national leader that we'll provide you. And then finally, there's an on-site event once a year. We'll do a mastermind at a really amazing location like Maui, Puerto Rico, or and we'll all have fun, but we will also be there to learn and grow and collaborate. So if, for example, somebody is interested in income from selling subscriptions so that their membership is free, and I'm now quoting in this slide a network that has reached 10,000, so there's just a tremendous number of professionals involved. At that point, it would cost $1,000 a year to be a member, and if you wanted that to be free, you'd simply invite 4 people into the network for that. If you aspire to national leadership, you would, to be eligible for that, again, remember you're inviting 100 people, and that's going to generate a couple $1,000s in recurring income, and you can choose anywhere in between. As a community leader, you get 25% of the membership income, and those professionals, depending on how many they have in their community, will be earning somewhere between $500 and $1,000 a month. I don't think people are going to do that so much for the money as they are to be the focal point in that community mastermind. Regional leadership now, let's say in this example you have a region that has 1,000 professionals in it, there becomes a material amount of income. In this case, these professionals are earning $200,000 a year, so it's significant. And then finally, national leadership in a 10,000 person network, which by the way is only averaging a little over 3 professionals per county, right? We want you to have 12 to 24 generally in a county. You've got a 10,000 person network now, and those professionals that are leading those tribes are actually earning 7-figure incomes. So a significant source of leadership income. To review, if someone simply sells a membership, and remember when they start, they're free, and I'll show you the pricing scale in a moment, you get 25% of the membership income in perpetuity of that member. If you become a community leader, you're also earning 25%, but it's of that community of professionals. As a regional leader, you'll earn 20% of your regional membership income. That'll generally be a 6-figure income in a mature network. And then finally, as a national leader, you get an override on the entire nation of members in that tribe, and that can become, in a mature network, a 7-figure income. So here's the pricing scale. Again, to launch a network, a new one, requires 5 professionals. It's free all the way up to $499. At 500, it reaches, the cost is $120 for a fiscal year. So let's say, for example, that a network reaches that 500 threshold in March of 2022. So, and then the network is continuing to grow. So during the year, it reaches 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. You're not going to continue to be charged because you got in early. Of course, it was free in the beginning, and now it's $120. And by the way, what's going to happen is you will receive an email, and it'll say, okay, Mark, your network has reached 500. Per our agreement, we'll now be billing you $120 so that you can hold the exclusive position for Realtor in El Dorado County. If that is not what you want, you can simply click the button here and you can eject out of the network. If you don't take action, then we would go forward, you'd hold that position, and you hold that pricing for a fiscal year regardless of how much your network grows. When it comes around to March in 2023, then let's say the network's 3,250, you'll get another email. Mark, congratulations, your network has now reached 3,250 agents. In order to continue holding your position in that network as the exclusive realtor, it'll be $300. And then you can see the scale, it goes all the way up to $1,000 in a 10,000 person network. We believe that just the educational value will make that more than worthwhile. That being said, I believe that most people will find they will add at least 1, but probably 2 deals a month as a realtor by being involved in this type of network, at least a mature one. And I think lenders will do even better. And professionals, I think, will find it particularly valuable. You know, the CPAs, the financial advisors, the attorneys, I think they're going to love the best practices. I think they're going to appreciate being featured as a panelist. And so it should be a very vibrant and productive group. So that concludes the presentation of the ProInsight Network. You're welcome to reach out to us. You can reach me, Don Yoakum, at don@proinsight.com. You can go to proinsight.com and gather more information. If you'd like to be in one of our networks or you'd like to launch your own, feel free to reach out and we'll do what we can to support whatever level that you want to participate in. Thank you so much for your time.